I was getting ready to do a video about why we actually needed more players to enter the portal, and it was really just a matter of losing the ones that we either most needed to lose or that hurt the least. And right about then, word came out that James Hurd was going into the portal. It hurts, but in what way? Because I think it's a little more complicated than we know, or probably than we'll ever know. Of course, you want to say it hurts because we were counting on him for next year. We needed that, edge rusher, that disruptive force. And thinking was that, yeah, he would be ready and things would be looking good. But this made me stop and think some things that kind of been tickling around the edges of my mind anyway. Hurd's freshman year did not go the way we expected. He came in not just with a high ranking, but with word that he was more ready than the average freshman. We were told that he was the most natural pass rusher on the team, so that made it sound like he would be getting some special packages on passing downs. And then we heard that he was actually better at coverage than they expected. Well, that sounded good. Sounded like we'd be seeing more of him, and maybe even starting by the end of the season. And then he played in 2 games and 1 or 2 snaps in those. Something went awry. Now, partway through the season, Coach Brown said that, Hurd needed to add some strength, and that once he did that, things would be good. Made sense. Still kind of seemed like, well, aren't there some special packages? Figured he would at least play in the 4-game redshirt limit. No, he didn't. Not even special teams, as far as, nope, not even special teams. So, did something not work out in football terms? Was there a glitch in how he worked in the system? Was he not working hard enough in the weight room and, working on nutrition, not actually, listening to what the strength and other coaches said? Or did he just have a typical transition problem becoming a freshman in high school? Gotta remember, these are 18-year-olds who are doing the same things that every kid going to college has to deal with. And that transition usually isn't easy. Some kids go through it fairly smoothly. A lot of them go through it badly, but in ways that nobody ever notices. Not even the students. Others, it doesn't hit until their sophomore year. But most people, there's something that hits in those first 2 years. So, was it just college in general? West Virginia, Morgantown? Football? We will probably never know. And maybe somebody just offered more money because West Virginia wasn't going to dump a bundle on promises. I think the coaches knew this was coming. The emphasis on getting an edge rusher in the portal seemed a bit odd if they were happy with Hurd. So I think there was a known issue, known to the staff, known to Hurd, I don't know how that postseason conversation went. It came as a surprise mostly, but I don't think this caught the coaches by surprise. Now, of course, we've got a good edge rusher coming in, maybe better than Hurd, bigger. Maybe that played a factor. Don't know. I'm not real worried about the position. It wasn't, I mean, Hurd was not a player who would have been on my list of guys that we wanted to lose. He would not have been on the choice. Mostly you want to lose guys who are not only down on the depth chart, but not really expected to go up on the depth chart. And of course, Hurd was down on the depth chart, but expected to top it. Okay. So we move on. Now, this number issue. As things stand, between the players expected to come back on scholarship. Oh, wait, let me note, Danny King, backup kicker, has also hit the portal. I'm not sure if he was on scholarship or not. Might have been. Anyway, with players expected to come back and the verbal commits we currently have from incoming freshmen, we're looking at 83 or 84 scholarships out of the 85. But we need to add at least 6 guys from the portal, maybe 10. We need a minimum of 3 defensive backs, 1 or 2 linebackers, edge rusher, and, still looking at a wide receiver. And we don't have the spots. So if we want to sign the guys from the portal, we either have to have more guys enter the portal, or we take back some of the high school commits, which you don't want to do for multiple reasons. Just as a numbers game, you want a certain number of freshmen coming in each year just to keep the roster balanced in terms of who's coming in, who's going out, what the experience levels are, and gaps in the 2 deep. You need new guys, young guys coming in. Now, of course, some teams don't do that. They use, they've always used transfers more. The portal just makes it bigger and easier. NIL makes it both harder and easier, depending on how much money you have. But, some teams, Holgerson, his philosophy was to grab transfers at the skill positions, particularly quarterback, wide receiver, and usually running back. And then he might use high school recruits for other positions. That is how he does it. He wants trained, experienced players from elsewhere at the skill spots. Now, with eliminating the number, a limit of 25 on annual scholarships, we've opened up this idea of just cleaning house and bringing in a ton of transfers, which hasn't really worked all that well. But it is a philosophy that I'm sure certain coaches will tend to use. Coach Brown is a traditionalist, and with his idea of family culture, you have to depend on bringing in high school students, guys who are going to be here 3 to 5 years. You want a minimum of 1-year players, absolute minimum, a relatively small number of 2 or 3-year transfers coming in. So we need, say, 4 to 12 more players to enter the portal. We need guys to leave. So it also means, we shouldn't be too upset when guys do. Some hurt more than others, or hurt in different ways. I'm still expecting 1 or 2 running backs to go, and that works. That's not an issue. They probably should leave, and we need those spots. So, not expecting a lot more movement before the bowl game. And of course, some of these guys won't leave until the spring portal window. I kind of wish the guys who are leaving would leave now. Of course, some guys don't want to enter the portal right now because they're dealing with finals and just trying to get their academic world together. But they also have minimal time to make deals to be able to get to a school for, January. Lots of factors. Tough time for them. So, yeah, there's a lot of them I hate to see go, but dang, I don't want to be in their position having to sort all this out. I do remember being young. It's kind of distant memories, but yeah, I remember dear old angst. It's not a word you use a lot as an adult. As a teenager or into your 20s, it's pretty much a defining characteristic. Now, on the good side, White and Gallagher have both indicated in tweets that they will be back for 2024. Not a surprise for either of them. They were expected to be back. Both guys are believed to just love the team. And running backs love Chad Scott. So, but that means most of the core of the offense has said they'll be back. I'd love to hear Hudson Clement say it. Of course, no reason to expect he would leave. He just got the scholarship. I expect he's fairly happy with things. But, it's nice to hear things. I'm not worried. Not really worried even about the portal departures. I'm actually more worried that guys won't leave. How's that sound? That's dang weird. But we're not going to be getting this 20-player loss. We're not getting the, exodus that some of the haters predicted. Those days are over. But we will lose some players. We will gain some players. And if all goes well, we'll get players who are better, potentially better fits, and at positions of need. So, of course, you want guys to leave where you have plenty, and you want to add where you have too little. Boy, that does make it sound so simple, doesn't it? I'm glad it's not up to me. It's only up to me to find something to talk about and convince you to listen. Meanwhile, please click that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so. If you have, thanks a whole bunch. Share, mention the site to your friends. All of that is free of charge, which is a very good thing. There is a link on the home page for the channel that gives you an option to help out in a more directly financial way, which is also sincerely appreciated. That link will say Gen 4 Exotiques, Don't let that worry you, because I am the 4 in Gen 4. I'll be talking to you later, hopefully not to tell you that some critical piece has gone bye-bye. Meanwhile, bye-bye.